Tonight marks 1 year since chaos erupted in downtown Birmingham. We all watched last year following the death of George Floyd. Tonight, our Brittany Dionne sitting down with the man once accused of starting the riot to look back at the night's impact. Brittany?
Well, that's right, Jonathan. That night will be forever etched in our memory. Tonight, comedian Jermaine "Funny Mane" Johnson reflects on the event that led up to that riot. We also check in with a business owner who says she almost quit because of the devastation. The night, May 31st, 2020.
No justice!
They're taking down the flag off the pole. They're about to set this flag on fire. The flag has been set on fire. They're breaking into the 24-hour Executive Health Club here downtown.
Downtown Birmingham, the epicenter of the civil rights movement, once again cradling the delicate yet ferocious demand for equality.
No justice!
But this time was different.
No justice!
Hundreds of thousands of dollars in damages left behind. And this man took the blame. But let's start from the beginning. Earlier that day, thousands gathered in Kelly Ingram Park for a rally that remained peaceful. But during a speech, Jermaine "Funny Mane" Johnson said this.
We need to tear something down tonight. They need to see Birmingham.
That something was a Confederate monument. As darkness fell, a growing crowd descended on Lynn Park, focused on taking down the obelisk erected there 115 years ago. But the attempt to remove the Confederate monument was futile, and the focus soon shifted downtown. Rioters smashing, vandalizing, and burning whatever they could. And on this day, 1 year later, Johnson sits down to provide answers for what happened.
Did you not think it would fire up the way it did?
When I made the initial speech, you heard me multiple times tell these people, do not tear up our city.
He says despite urging the crowd to focus on the monument and not downtown Birmingham, Johnson was charged with inciting a riot.
Other individuals showed up with different intentions other than mine. I'm just not talking about the people that threw rocks. I mean, people who are officials in the city. They showed up with different intentions, and that's why things went the way that they went.
Seeing what was left behind,
it hurt more than anything.
That same hurt felt by Dr. Wanaki Adams, the first black female optometrist in the state of Alabama. Her business was destroyed and looted.
4 windows broken and the door broken. It was overwhelming.
She says 2 other businesses in the complex were also targeted, both owned by black doctors. One has since shut down. Although Dr. Adams celebrated 40 years of practicing in 2020, the devastation almost pushed her to give up.
Well, I was thinking about retiring, but what this has done, it has rekindled my fire.
Since the riot, Adams has published 2 children's books, with a 3rd set to be released soon. She also upgraded equipment and started a mentorship program to encourage diversity in optometry. She says the outpouring of love from the community after the riot helped her move forward.
I looked out that door. It was so many people.
Acts of kindness like that of comedian Roy Wood Jr., who helped clean up the damage, and Jermaine "Funny Mane" Johnson, who she says donated money.
When you have a rainbow, you're going to have some rain. And I saw the civil unrest as the rain. But the outpouring in the rededication of my patients, the assistance of my friends and family, I saw that as the rainbow.
Seeing the positive outcome brings Johnson to tears.
You didn't have to do that to me, man. I love Dr. Adams so much.
But trouble continued to follow Johnson. He says he became a target of racist taunts and threats. He still faced charges of inciting a riot.
They eventually dropped the charges.
But when asked if the entire ordeal was worth it.
Every so often, we get out in the community, we have cleanup days. I think May 31st, 2020 was just a Lynn Park cleanup day. And there's still a few statues standing. And if you actually read that one over there, it says, "Remember the Maine." So I think the park looks really pretty now without that statue standing there. And hopefully, because of the efforts of last year, maybe people will remember the Maine.
Now, Jermaine "Funny Maine" Johnson is focused on continuing the fight for equality in Birmingham, as well as mentoring youth. In part 2 of this special report, Johnson weighs in on the removal of the monument. We also speak with Mayor Randall Woodfin and Attorney General Steve Marshall about the costs and the domino effect it's had in the removal of other monuments and statues in the state of Alabama. That airs Wednesday night. Jonathan.